Good morning, afternoon, evening. It is Friday. That's right. It is Friday. And this is the end of the week, the Podcasting Your Purpose weekly wrap up with the Delaware blogger. And this week has been a whirlwind. The world has been woke. There is so much going on. I just left Facebook. I did a Facebook Live. I wanted to pop over here to wrap up what has been going on the blog, obviously on dellblogger.com. If you're not listening, if you're not reading or subscribing, make sure you do. And before I begin, those that have subscribed are my subscribers, please. No, I'm not crazy. Yesterday, I was playing around with my blog and I installed a plugin that would add my podcast. And all it did was populate all of your emails with 16, 17 emails of new content. It was not new content. It may be new if you never read it. So I apologize. No, my email was not hacked. No, I'm not going crazy. So again, I apologize if you received all these emails, but if you missed any of those episodes for the podcast, maybe that's a good thing. You can always listen to my podcast, which again, if you're not subscribed, every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Anchor FM is the Delaware Blogger Podcast. And tomorrow we're going to continue the conversation on podcasters and protesting, as well as the Podcasters for Justice campaign. And I'm also going to be sharing this information on an event that's being held in Middletown, Delaware. Some of you may know that I was a resident of Middletown, Delaware. We're now down in Smyrna, but the Bishop Brogdon, he sent me an email this morning and asked if I would share, which I will. Let me get this out of the way. A call to action on Sunday, the 7th, from 2 to 6 p.m., downtown Middletown Square, Broad and Main Street. They're going to have a peaceful community march and gathering for equality. Hashtag I can't breathe. So I'm going to post this onto my blog tomorrow, and I'm also going to talk about it tomorrow on my podcast on Anchor FM. But again, we're going to be talking about the unfair treatment of Black and brown people in America. And this is not new. This is not new. This is just a continuation. And let's think about this. Had it not been for the shutdown and the stay in place and the social distancing and the self-quarantine during this COVID-19 pandemic, this probably would have gotten shoved under the rug. But now America is woke. Now the world is woke. So we need to continue because the battle is not won. I don't agree with the looting, but I do agree with the protesting. So continue to protest, continue to share and use your voice and your platform. So again, podcasters, bloggers, vloggers, content creators, whatever the case may be, whatever platform that you use, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Snapchat, Vimeo, whatever Periscope, whatever, IGTV, use your platform to share the message. And again, podcasting during the protesting, that was on my blog last week. So check that out. I also talked about that on, I'll be talking about this again tomorrow on my podcast, as well as the event that's happening in Middletown, Delaware. But the Podcasters for Justice campaign, if you have not been a part of that, you heard me talk about that the other day. Again, we as influencers need to share our message and use our voice and our vision, whether you're a podcaster, a blogger, a vlogger, or YouTuber. It is time that you use your platform to share the message. And then again, I want to also talk about the Juneteenth roundtable, the Zoom roundtable that I want to put together for the 20th of June, because we know the 19th of June is called Juneteenth, and it's also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, and Celebration Day. And this is an American holiday, and African American holidays are all a holiday, and it marks the emancipation of the last remaining enslaved African Americans in the Confederacy. we're still fighting Confederacy. They still have Confederacy statues that need to come down. And you know what? Even when this was initiated, we didn't know about it. Some of the border states, some of the slaves in the border states, i.e., Delaware, did not know anything about it. So join me. I'm going to be sending out the free invite. Join me on Saturday, June 20th at 10 a.m. for a Zoom chat and chew so that we need to discuss collectively and individually what we're going to do, how we're going to use our voice with a podcast, a blog, or YouTube channel to help, to be instrumental in the fight. So that's what we need to do. So that's what we're doing here on the 20th. So again, just a weekly wrap up. We talked about podcasting, during the protesting. Ride podcasters are great, away the PSA campaign. Again, we know what's going on. Today, I've listened to a lot of my fellow podcasters and YouTubers, and everyone is in pain. As the mother of two African American sons, I know what it's like when they leave the house. Every day, my heart hurts. And don't think that they've never been pulled over. That's just for why? I don't know. Just because? I don't know. But they're alive. They can't say that about hundreds and thousands and millions of other Black lives that have been lost due to police brutality, due to police incompetence. This has got to stop. You've got to stop looking at people with their color first. Okay? This hits close to home. And if it doesn't hit close to home to you, I don't know where you've been for all these years. I understand that you don't understand what it's like to go into a store and to be followed. I know you don't understand what it's like to not get that job just because. I know you may not understand what it's like when you want to name your child something significant, but you're afraid that when someone reads that name, that they're not going to hire them because they know it's an ethnic name. Your clothes, your hair, your speech, your tone, everything. You're judged before you even open your mouth. It doesn't matter if you have a BS degree, a PhD, whatever. It doesn't matter because you're looked at by the color of your skin. And that has to stop. So this is the weekly roundup. I invite you to find and follow me on all my social media platforms. Again, you can go to my Linktree account and all of them there. Use the hashtag Delaware Blogger. Again, we need to get together. This is a lot's going on. There's a lot of unrest, chaos, uncertainty, protesting, looting, and fear. This is also a great time to connect with your fellow friends, fellow podcasters, content creators, bloggers, and bloggers. So again, during the 60s, why do I use the word again all the time? And during the 60s, we had radio stations, Black-owned radio stations that we could go to, but we don't have them anymore. But now we've got social media, which is even more powerful. So let's use that juice. Let's use that power to mobilize. Let's share those stories, share that information, find the leadership, because we're not getting that leadership in the White House, unfortunately. So start a podcast. Yes, start a podcast. I'm going to charge you with starting a podcast. You can start a podcast today. It's easy. You have something to say. You have a voice. You have a vision. If you want to talk more about starting that podcast, just, send me an email. Say, hey, Antoinette, I need help. We'll do that 30-minute complimentary discovery call to see what it is, how it is. And we can set you up on that Anchor FM, which is like the best platform for new podcasters. So again, my friend, wherever you are, whatever you're doing this weekend, be safe. If you're in Middletown, make sure that you go to the call for action. I'm going to post that again. And again, that's going to be on Sunday the 7th from 2 to 4, right downtown Middletown, Delaware. So thank you, Bishop Brogdon, for sending me that information. Voter registration, must vote. Register to vote. Primary in Delaware is July 7th. Make sure you are registered. If you haven't registered, if you haven't done your absentee ballot, make sure you vote. There's nothing like the power of your voice with your vote. Your vote and your voice matters. Your voice matters here on social, but your voice matters even more when you vote. So if you would like to connect with me, there's my email address. Make sure you check out my podcast on Anchor FM every Saturday at 10 a.m. right there. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about protesting. We're going to talk about podcasting. We're going to talk about a call to action and anything else that may pop up between now and then. And then also my Blog Your Way to a Business Profit, which is Wednesdays at 1. On Wednesday, we talked about blogging and why that is a great way to release a lot of that anger, anxiety, and angst. So until the next time, stay smart, stay safe, and stay social, because I will see you in cyberspace. See ya. It's the DE Diva, aka the Delaware blogger. And let me leave you with this. Oh man, I mean, how timely is this? It's amazing how some things never change. It's absolutely amazing how some things never change. And I'm probably sure that I'm going to get a copyright from warning. But you remember this? If you don't, pull it up. This is on YouTube. Michael Jackson. They don't care about us. Some things never change. Have a good weekend, everybody. Stay safe. God bless.